What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video, a special video, as I am talking about my journey on YouTube. First and foremost, I want to thank you all so much for helping me reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers here on the channel. If you were unable to tune into the live stream celebration that was last night, the replay is on the channel right now, but it was tons of fun. Lots of you guys showed up and we got to talk, movies and shows as always, but there were some portions of that where I got to sort of talk about my journey, and I had this video planned ever since I hit 100,000 subscribers. I don't have any notes written down. This is all from the heart, so we're gonna see where this video takes us. But before I get into it, thank you guys so much as always for your support. Be sure to hit that like button, it helps out more than you know. Subscribe if you have not already, it helps out a lot. And I am rewatching Stranger Things on Patreon right now, and I'm gonna get into some other movies and shows over there as well. So if you want commentary tracks and exclusive live Q&As, your support over on Patreon would mean the world. That is linked down below. So when it comes to my journey with YouTube, I actually posted my first ever YouTube video in the year 2018. Not even on this YouTube channel. That's right, in 2018, in the summer, I did a complete Blu-ray collection just myself. It was on the channel that was just my name. I don't even know if it's still public. I think you could probably find it if you really tried. I did a Blu-ray collection video. I had no clue what I was doing. I had watched a bunch of Blu-ray YouTubers, and so I was like, let's give this a go. Why can't I do this, right? And it's funny because I think a good bit of people who ended up supporting the channel, like a handful of folks, I actually met from that video, which is bizarre how time works. But I posted like one other Blu-ray haul on that channel, and then I went off to college, and that was the end, right? A year later, however, I launched Filmstocked in summer of 2019, and the original idea for the channel, for those who don't know, it was going to be sort of a schmoes know type deal. Christian Harloff and Mark Ellis were the inspiration, along with many others, but I wanted to do sort of a buddy thing. I was obviously inspired by, Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, people like Sean Chandler, and I watched all their content before I ever had a channel. I said, I want to do a sort of schmoes thing, because the schmoes sort of disappeared. They went their separate ways, seemingly. And I was like, let's do a little thing. So my buddy and I started filming. We did like top 5 movies. We would do reviews of all the movies in 2019. We would go see them on Thursday, but we wouldn't get our reviews out until like Saturday or Sunday, whenever we could, get together to film in person. This was all before the pandemic, by the way. And some movie reviews I remember dropping that summer were The Lion King 2019. Toy Story 4, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Then as we got out of the summer movie season, we kept it going, and we did, Joker, Ford v Ferrari. And interestingly enough, I forgot to mention this, but my Instagram account, Filmstocked, was actually born before my YouTube channel. In December of 2018, I launched the Filmstocked Instagram page, where I was just trying to be sort of a movie page where, I would post stills from movies or clips with quotes and movie trivia, things like that, because it was fun for me. It was a nice little thing. Oh, I'm going to post this on Filmstock today. And then I built an audience over there, and I tried to transport it over to YouTube, and it worked fairly well to start. So we got to 100 subscribers pretty quickly this summer I started the channel, and then we ended up getting up to about 300 or so subscribers, I want to say, come the end of our first year, which was a really big deal. And then as we rolled into 2020, about 3 months in, the pandemic hit, and that sort of derailed the movie industry. It derailed life as we know it around the world for everybody. And so when that hit, I sort of had a moment where I looked at myself and I said, if not now, when? I was doing all my classes virtually online. This was in March of 2020. I just got back from like a spring break trip with my friends up to like a cabin in the mountains. I was really just thinking, why can't I do this? What's stopping me from doing this? And so April rolls around, and I vividly remember to this day, I went for a walk with my mom. I would go for walks every day in my neighborhood because it was the only way to really get out. People were freaking out around the world, and there was no sense of normalcy. But when I went for these walks, it was a great way to sort of clear my headspace, and I looked forward to them every single day, going for a walk, for like a 3-mile walk outside, just getting that fresh air, right? So I went for a walk with my mom. And I remember telling her, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I love talking about movies and shows. I think I have a good voice, and I want to grow this community, and I don't see what's stopping me, I think all the people who've done it, I think I could do it too. And so I really just, in that moment, sort of said, let's see what could happen with this Filmstock thing. Let's see what could happen. Started taking it seriously from that point on. This was in 2020. And then May rolls around, and we got the summer season, kind of a weak summer movie season, but that's when I really tried to devote myself to a video a day. My buddy Trevor from Film Geeks and I were talking, how can I grow this channel? And I said, I'm gonna do a video a day. And I honestly don't know how long I went, but I would say from May of 2020 through the rest of that year, most days I didn't miss an upload. Most days I tried to get something out. And this was before shorts or anything. We'll talk about that later on. But I said, you know what? I'm going to post one video a day. That's how everyone does it. That's how all these big dogs do it, you know? One video a day, let's see what happens. And so I went through tons of different series, you know? Even if it wasn't a video I was proud of necessarily, it's something, that's how I would look at it. I'd be like, I gotta get something out. So I went from, you know, Blu-ray hunts to movie reviews to movie rankings. I would do this 100 Movies I Missed project was born in 2020, actually. So lots of cool little things came out of it. I did this little series that was called like, what was it called again? It was like something about Mondays. I actually have no clue what it was called. What I Want to See Wednesdays or something like that, or Movie Monday, I don't remember. Maybe One Day Mondays. It just came to me as I was editing this video. It would basically be like me just standing with my phone and being like, here's an actor and director I want to see work together. And I would just kind of spew something for 5 minutes and be like, that's my video for the day. Because I was doing college work still at the time, and so I was like, I just gotta get something out. And yeah, so I did that for months and months and months, and slowly and surely I was growing the channel. I would do weekly live Q&As on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. In 2020, I have some of my fondest memories on YouTube then. It was usually myself and Trevor from Film Geeks, one of my best buds in the world. We would do those and typically would have other people on. You guys probably know a bunch of them. A lot of those people don't do YouTube anymore, I don't think, but a good bit of them still do. And so those are all on my channel if you ever want to go watch them. But lots of, you know, fun times, fun memories, doing the live streams back in the day. And I did that for months and months, from May, April, when I said, let's take this thing seriously. I went into the fall, and then that's when I hit 1,000 subscribers. 1,000, I don't know why I just sounded like that. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Funnily enough, it was in October of 2020, and this was right around the time of The Mandalorian Season 2 dropping. I was actually at Universal Studios. I went there for Halloween with my girlfriend Cam, who you guys probably know, and I hit 1,000 subscribers at the park. It was a great way to kickstart the day. Then I went and rode Hagrid's. And I hit 1,000 subscribers. I was like, oh, I can monetize my channel now that I've worked so hard to get to this point. And it was a very satisfying feeling, you know, that hard work had paid off. And then 2021 rolls around. This is when I started to do my watch parties, though. In January, we got WandaVision. And I started to do watch parties for these shows where I would literally stay up until 3 in the morning when the episodes dropped for me, and I would watch the episodes here and stream it. So there'd be a timer in the corner, but you guys could come join. And that's where I met a lot of people who still, to this day, are supporters of the channel. That was when I was focusing then on the MCU. I was like, we've got all this MCU content in 2021. Got to take advantage of it. We hadn't had any in 2020. So I grew my channel a good bit in 2021 based on just covering Marvel content. Like, I would do watch parties, and then I would do episode reviews, and I would do this at 3 in the morning. So usually I would try and get a few hours of sleep beforehand, you know, try and get to sleep at like 10 and sleep till 2, because I would start the watch party a whole hour before the episode dropped to talk speculation. So really from like 2 in the morning to almost 6, I would be up every Friday night for WandaVision doing a watch party, then immediately filming my review and my spoiler review and posting it, sort of a breakdown. And I would be exhausted the next day. Like, the next day was washed. And that, actually the whole day of is what I'm referring to. So like, I would stay up from 2 to 6. I would sleep. I would then go back to sleep after I got all my content out till like 11, because I had college classes and I didn't have to go to them. And so I would sometimes skip them, to be honest with you, just to get content out. You know, that was a trend. And so my channel started to grow with that. And then Falcon the Winter Soldier came out after WandaVision. I did content with that. And then the summer rolled around and Loki came around, and I did content around Loki. And then I did What If in August. I legitimately would stay up till 3 in the morning to watch an episode of What If. I was a madman. I don't know what I was thinking, actually, but those were fun times. I have fond memories of all those watch parties. And then after that, I said, let's do it with Star Wars. And the Book of Boba Fett rolled around at the end of 2021, and I was like, watch parties. So 2021 for me was interesting because it's the year I started to really do these watch parties and focus on week by week covering this content. And yeah, I was getting a lot of content out there, but I wasn't necessarily in the best mood the day after. It wasn't the most, It wasn't the most efficient way of going about it, because yes, I would get this content out early, but eventually I had to have this moment where I said, is this worth it? You are waking up at 2 a.m. and you're staying up till 6. The next day, you're slow. You're literally exhausted, your mind's not all there. So I had to reevaluate after 2021, and that's when I stepped away from watch parties. I still did them for Hawkeye at the end of 2021, but in 2022, I think I waited until Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I did a 1 or 2, and then I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do this anymore. It's not good for me. But in 2021, that's when I started to get on TikTok, and I would post over there, just on TikTok. This was before I started posting on YouTube Shorts, and I would grow my TikTok, again, around this Marvel fandom. TikTok was different back then. It was way more explosive than it is now, meaning you could post a video and it would get 70,000 views in a few hours, and that was like nothing to people. People would scoff at that. It was crazy how much explosive potential there was on TikTok. Right now, TikTok is a completely different beast than it was in 2020, 2021. But regardless, I was on TikTok a lot more. So I was growing film stock on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I hadn't found the interconnectivity between them just yet. And so it was getting a little frustrating. I was growing, but I spent almost every day of 2021 trying to do a video a day, getting content out every single day, and I didn't even reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So it was like, okay, that's fine. My goal was 10,000 by the end of that year. I said, that's okay. We'll reevaluate. 2022 rolls around. I'm doing the same thing. I'm like covering Peacemaker. It's not really working. I'm trying to cover the movies and shows. It's not really working. It's frustrating as a creator because I'm putting in so much time and I'm not seeing any really results. It's really frustrating, to be honest. The moment in my career as a content creator that changed my life is Stranger Things Season 4. I love Stranger Things, I always have. But Season 4, honestly, that changed my life. I was going through the motions all of 2022, trying, covering Moon Knight, covering anything I could, right? 2022 rolls around, though. I do my MCU videos for Multiverse of Madness. Stranger Things drops the same day as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And at the time, I was like, oh, I gotta do my Obi-Wan watch parties. So I do that. Funnily enough, they dropped the episodes early. They were supposed to drop them at 3 a.m., but I guess it was like a Star Wars celebration, and so they dropped them at midnight. My watch party was scheduled for 3 a.m. I was asleep. I woke up. Almost everyone I know had called me or texted me. I didn't hear it because it was on silent. So I woke up like early. I had that weird, like your body wakes you up. It was like 1 a.m. I was like, oh no. So I went and I started the live watch party, and that was the same day Stranger Things dropped Volume 1. So I went from watching Obi-Wan to 7 episodes of Stranger Things. And that was one of the longest days ever, but that was a day where I don't think I realized the potential of my love for Stranger Things and talking about it. And that was really a turning point for me. If I'm remembering this timeline correctly, over the next month, I went from, I think I hit 10K subscribers because of Stranger Things. And all I did was post, my review and my character ranking. Here's what really changed is I started to do TikToks covering Stranger Things. It was an untapped market at the time. No one was really talking about it. And so I was like, well, why don't I go over to TikTok and talk about Stranger Things? Started doing theory videos, started doing prediction videos, started doing ranking videos. Things I was doing on YouTube in long form, I broke them down into minute-long videos to post on TikTok and Instagram, and they really caught traction over there. That's what got me over 100,000 followers on TikTok. That's what got my Instagram to grow a bit, and that's what really, really allowed my YouTube to take off, because over the month of June, July, August, I went from about less than 10,000 subscribers to almost 65,000 subscribers by August, just because I was posting 3 to 4 shorts a day about Stranger Things or movies in general. This was a time where the traction from the Stranger Things content, I was posting about Marvel. And my shorts, you can go look at this. I mean, anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million views. These shorts were just boom, boom, boom. Everything I posted, it was catching fire. And so I rode the momentum. I rode that momentum, and I said every single day I got to do 3 to 4. There were some days where I did 9 TikToks about Stranger Things. Some days where I did 7. It just depended. I spent all day that summer making sure this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. I would jot out the ideas and execute them. 4 to 7 TikToks some days. A long form video every single day that summer. I went to the Stranger Things filming locations. I did so much that summer. I even covered Thor: Love and Thunder and did a bunch of MCU content. That summer was the most explosive in terms of growth on my channel I've ever experienced. And it's all because of Stranger Things and shorts. Those are 2 things that changed the trajectory of my YouTube channel. Shorts and Stranger Things. And they're 2 things I never thought about when I began my YouTube journey. And that just goes to show how things in life are ever changing, specifically with YouTube. The algorithm's evolving, content is constantly changing. And so I basically, over the course of a few months, went from, 10,000 subscribers to about 60,000+ subscribers. And it was addicting. I was like, I love this growth. I want to continue pumping out as much content as I can. But then with that comes the hard truth of it, and that's the fact that after a few months, just like anything, it's slowed down. And that's when I got in my head a bit, and that was the end of 2022. I would literally question myself. I would be like, are these even real subscribers? Like, are people actually, do they want to watch my content? I would really get in my head about it, because I know that I went from working my butt off every single day, and I didn't really change much. I just started posting a little bit more, and I was like, do people not care anymore? I think it's something that a lot of creators go through at a certain point, is like, well, I mean, I'm not changing anything. Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Like, you start to sort of doubt, question yourself. That comes into the picture. And so there was a period there where I was like, man, did I screw up? Like, I questioned a lot of things. And that, you know, it was difficult for sure. That was, you know, towards the end of 2022, and then 2023 rolls around, and I'm kind of like, ah, man, you know, I don't know what's going on. And growth was getting slower and slower. And then I realized over the course of 2023 that YouTube is just filled with ebbs and flows. And that's just the first time I really experienced a dip after I had this high of content doing really well for months and months. And then it kind of went back to square one, and I was like upset about it. But then I realized a few months later, when some content got a surge, that just like in any business, YouTube has its highs and lows, and it's busy seasons and it's not so busy seasons. And so I really, over the course of 2023, think I grew into my own and realized YouTube is constantly changing. I just have to keep my content fresh and do what I can. And it's something I still struggle with, but this is the idea I'm really trying to hone in on. All I can do is do my best. Post the content, be proud of the content, be happy with it, and post it. And I can't control the numbers. And that's something that's easy as a creator to get caught up in, is the numbers game. Well, why aren't my subscribers here? Why aren't my views here? There are things you can do to change that, but there are factors that are out of your control, and that's something I love to have control over all the aspects of my life. I like to have a plan and execute it and be able to say, this is going to get me here, and this is why I'm going to do this, and it's going to get me here. Very, you know, structured. Sometimes there isn't that structure when you're making YouTube videos and trying to, you know, chase a goal. And so it's something I've had to come to terms with. But as we sit here in 2024, I have had some of the best opportunities of my life. And in 2024, I firmly believe this will be the best year for me on YouTube. I'm at the best spot mentally. I've reached 100,000 subscribers 3 months in. I've had the opportunity to go down to MegaCon and be on panels with awesome creators, people that I watched before I even had a channel. And so I have to remind myself, if you could go back in time, Chris, and talk to yourself, 18, 19-year-old Chris, and tell him, hey, in a few years, you're gonna be doing this. I wish I could, because there were a lot of times in that journey where I would like question myself, doubt myself. I just kept chopping wood. I kept going, and it paid off. It took a long time, and I'm still going. My journey is still young. I'm only 24 years old, but there were days where I questioned if I wanted to continue doing YouTube. There were days where it felt like it was too much mentally, but I mean, through and through, I stuck with it. It's one of the best decisions I made in my entire life, to stick with it and not give up. So long story short, thank you for helping me reach 100,000 subscribers. I believed I could grow my channel, but 100,000 subscribers seemed like a number that was just inconceivable, something that I could never touch. And I made it, and it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of, not blood, but it took sweat, it took tears sometimes to get here. I couldn't have done any of this without your guys' support. So if you've been here since the beginning, if you came along in the middle of the journey just now, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And whether you're subscribed for my movie rankings, my reviews, my Stranger Things content, my shorts, my live streams, whatever it may be, I just appreciate it so much, because without you guys, I couldn't do this. And I'm excited for what 2024 has in store. As I said earlier, with ebbs and flows, that's the name of the game, but we are approaching March, we're approaching May, June, July, and Stranger Things Season 5 is getting closer every single day. So, as I said earlier, I think 2024 is going to be the best year for this channel. I already hit 100,000 subscribers, which is a huge goal of mine. I was able to do some awesome things down at MegaCon, and I've got some really exciting things planned for later this year that I can't talk about right now. I'll say this, in one of the last few months of the year, something could be happening that could be the coolest thing I've ever done. It might already be locked in, I can't say too much, but I can't wait to share with you guys what I'm talking about, but man. Whew, I'm excited and I can't wait, and I'm just getting giddy thinking about it. But this journey's been a hell of a ride. It's had its ups and downs, its highs and lows, its tough days, its awesome days, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I am proud of the fact that I was able to get here, and sometimes it's hard for me to say I'm proud of myself, to be honest, but I made it here, and I'm going to keep on going, and I hope you guys stick along for the journey. As McConaughey says, you just got to keep living, man. L-I-V-I-N. That's what I'm going to do, but thank you guys so much for your support, as always. That's kind of my YouTube journey, me sort of just rambling for 25 minutes or however long this video is. Take this away from the video. Believe in yourself. You can do it. If you have a goal in mind and you put in the hard work, you can achieve it. You just got to show up every day. It's like brushing your teeth. If you do it every day, you won't have cavities. If you don't brush your teeth, you're gonna get cavities. So if you just have a goal and you execute it every single day, slow and steady wins the race. You will get there. You will get where you wanna be. If you have a goal, if you believe it in your heart of hearts, and you execute every day to reach that goal, you cannot be defeated, to quote McConaughey again, but in a different movie. So yeah, that's my YouTube journey so far, from 0 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers. I probably missed some things along the way, but that was unnoted. This is literally all I have written down. A Stranger Things TikTok. Nothing else. So that was all from the heart, that was all from the head. But thank you guys again so much for your support here on the channel. It means the absolute world. Hit that like button on this video if you haven't already. And comment down below something. I don't know. Comment something down there. But thank you guys as always. Your support over on Patreon means the world right now. I'm growing that community. So if you guys enjoy this community and you want to see me watch Stranger Things, other movies and shows for $5 a month, you guys can join the Patreon. And it is a huge way to help support me and allow me to continue making these videos. But that does it for this little journey reflection video. I don't know, I've never done one of these. It was kind of fun, and yeah, I kind of am out of breath. I need some water, but stay tuned for my Kung Fu Panda 4 out of theater action coming tonight, as well as some more Kung Fu Panda content coming this week. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.